Good evening, everyone. Welcome to day 3 of 5 creative ways to manifest a dream life, your roadmap to balance and purpose in 2021. And I'm Camille Roman from Camille Fine Art. Thanks so much for joining. And we'll wait just a moment or two and let people get on. And let me get my other computer going here so we can see if people are talking to me. All right. Very good. Oh, looks like somebody's joining. Welcome. If you're out there, hey Karina, how you doing? Thank you so much for joining. Gonna wait a moment or two because I came on a moment early and want to give people time to come on. Hope you're having a good evening. This is a good exercise we're doing today. You're creative, so I know you'll probably enjoy it. You've probably done something like this before. So tell me, how's your evening going? Let's see. So, give it another 30 seconds or so. And then we'll start going. Okay. Well, as I mentioned, I'm Camille from Camille Fine Art, and welcome to day number 3 of 5 creative ways to manifest a dream life and your roadmap to building balance and purpose in 2021. And we're doing it with out-of-the-box thinking because most people don't think of using art or creativity or creative thinking to be able to de-stress yourself, to find different ways that are outside the box that help you generate new ideas that affect all areas of your life, because we are all innate creators. And so many people I know, when they hear me talk about art and creativity, and you need no art experience, they really look at me like I'm crazy, because the first thing they'll say is, I can't even draw a stick figure. And they have no desire to even find out sometimes how it can change your life. But I'm here to do my best to change the way people look at using art and creativity to really move the needle in their life. And this is this 5 ways to create or to manifest your dream life is a precursor to a bigger workshop I have where we go way more in depth into art and creativity, and we also use the basis of Ikigai, which is loosely translated as a reason to get up in the morning. In other words, a purpose, right? And balance is so important, and there's so many ways that you can find balance. And you know, we go through life thinking a certain way because of the experiences we've had growing up, but then we kind of become wobbly because we kind of have blinders on and we are only thinking of that. And until you can be introduced and be ready to receive new ideas, you kind of keep going down that same path. But until you have some type of life event that snaps you out of it and says, wait a minute, I can't keep doing the same thing I've been doing if I want to get something different. And that's where I come in. So today we're focusing on coloring for adults. So tell me, have you colored as an adult? Do you remember what it was like when you were a kid and you sat at the table and spread out on the living room floor and you had all your colors of your crayon box, and maybe you had some really cool coloring books or just plain paper or notebook paper, and you could just spend time for hours drawing pictures for your mom and dad's office or to hang on the refrigerator. And you wouldn't necessarily even get tired of it right away. You would just keep going, because especially if you were a kid and you got some praise for how beautiful your drawings are, you just go and create more. And it made you feel relaxed. It made you feel accomplished. And we all want to feel that way, even as adults. And so how many of you gave those pages to your parents to hang on the refrigerator or take to their offices? That was like a pride moment. You really feel accomplishment. And you can feel that way as an adult too, even if you think you are not an artist. It's okay. So adults can have fun coloring. And there's so many adult coloring books out there now. I am working on one myself. I'm going to throw my hat in the ring and do an adult coloring book. And, one of the top ones that I follow is Joanna Bradford. And she's this little Irish lass who does a lot of floral and fairy tale-like coloring books. She's amazing to watch. It's just very soothing to hear her voice and talk about it in coloring. And it provides so much needed fun and relaxation. Now, if you want to get down to statistics, we can do that, because there are many studies that have shown that adults who engage in creative activities such as coloring have reduced stress levels and become more focused, and it sparks new ideas and more. And in a 2006 randomized controlled trial, it was found that mindfulness-based therapy for female cancer patients resulted in a decreased level of stress and the symptoms while they were being treated for cancer. And I personally can I can vouch for this, because I myself had a bout of cancer, and art really got me through it. I expressed myself and my feelings in my work. And I'll show you some of the paintings that I did as a result of that. I was really into creating a modernized version of a fresco that is lightweight, and you can actually hang it on a wall instead of actually being the wall, because frescoes are very, very heavy. And I did a lot of work. You get a little chemo brain going, and all kinds of things are going through your mind, and it really can generate some really good art. And it did, and it was healing. And that is why art and creativity is something that we need to change perception about. A lot of people take it for granted, in that only rich people can buy art and do art, and that's just not the case. So it's also been shown that students and adults who work on complex types of art designs experience even lower anxiety levels, and in fact, it actually induces a meditative state. And that's one of the things I teach in my workshops, is that art is a meditation of sorts. For those people who don't want to sit and be still and close your eyes and try to get rid of monkey mind, you can take paper and brushes or crayons or markers or watercolor pencils, or you can go direct to the canvas, which is what I teach. going direct to the canvas, and you can use craft acrylic paints, to go to that canvas, and they teach you how to use that creativity, to use your right and left brain to create balance, and to not have a fear of making mistakes, not have a fear of painting over something you've done. And you would be surprised at the progress that comes about from being free to release those things. And if you want to learn more about that, you just have to come to one of my workshops. So, the study that I was just talking about complex geometric designs, those students were working on mandalas. And if you've never seen a mandala, they're usually circular, and they have repeated patterns all around, from top to bottom, left to right, and in between. And they progress going outward. And they can be very intricate. And because you are taking your focus away from the things that are bothering you, let's say a cancer situation, or a bad day at work, or the kids are driving you nuts and you want to lock your way in your room and just decompress, this is a great way to do it, because you have to be intently focused on these little geometric designs, and you're focusing on the colors that you're using and the color frequency. Every color has a frequency, and you're focusing on color patterns that bring joy and peace to you, and that adds another layer of healing to the process. So, this process really does allow the person to release their monkey mind. You don't have to worry about it. It gets shut out, and the thoughts of the outside go away, and you're focused on the task at hand. Whoops, my light went out. Hold on. You're focused on the task at hand, and it really does. Let me change the lighting there. It's a little better. It really does release you from those thoughts and fears and angst. So, hopefully you printed out your ebook, and you have the number 3. I created this mandala for you. Got this little mandala. And if you would, I'm going to come back here a little bit. Look at the intricate patterns, and just think about what it would take for you to color that in. You'll be so focused on it, and you're going to get into the mindset of, what colors do I want to use, and where do I want to put them, and how many times am I going to repeat that color, and what other colors am I going to use. And while you're doing that, and as you're seeing your progress, you start to feel relaxed, and you're probably going to feel some joy. And maybe if you don't like the colors that are coming out, you might feel a little frustration, but let me tell you something. That's okay, because it's removing you from whatever else was bothering you. And especially if you're using colored pencils or paint, acrylic paint, who cares? You can draw over it, you can color over it, and you can paint over it. There is never a mistake that you can make. There are no failures in this. There are opportunities to try something else. And I love my little Bob Ross. He always says there's happy little accidents, because you might not have planned to put a certain color on there and you accidentally did, and then, that looks really good. And you know what? That really makes me feel good. So I would ask you to go ahead and print this off and start to work on it. And, put in about 15 minutes, but I bet you'll go longer, because once you start doing it, you're going to get into it. And I'd love to see what they look like and have you post it in the pages here, in the comments, so that we can see how everyone's doing and what your creativity looks like. And it's not a judgmental thing at all. It's an acceptance of the creativity that you bring forth. Because to put creativity and art that you create out in the world is really a brave and courageous thing. And that's something that takes you out of your comfort zone. And it's something that makes you grow. And that's the only way you can grow, is to get out of your comfort zone and try something different. So does anyone have any questions? Let me see here. My computer. So Karina, you're saying you would watch your mom color with her special pencils and she inspired you. That's great. Now, is she an artist? I'm curious. Was she an artist? And you've been setting up the tanks. What does that mean? I'm not sure, Karina. I'm so happy you love this. Thanks so much. I'm so glad you are here and watching with me. And let me know if you have any questions. Just put them in the comments. And definitely want to see you all post your mandalas. I'm going to do mine and I'm going to post it in here. Nope, she wasn't an artist. Okay. That's okay, because you don't have to call yourself an artist to be creative, as you well know, right? And your creativity right now is really focused around all that beautiful jewelry. Oh, you've got 2 new betta fish. Oh, yes. I remember you were saying your poor fishy didn't make it in the cold. Well, I hope your son enjoys these new fish. So, all right. Well, thanks so much for joining me. We're just 1 minute over the 15 minutes here. So I hope I will see you back here tomorrow, same time, 7 p.m. Central Time. And we're going to go with exercise number 4. And that, don't miss tomorrow. It's called the 5 Whys, and it's a very interesting exercise. So thanks so much. Have a great evening, and I'll see you tomorrow. And if you're in my 365 Thrive Journal, I'll see you at 6 a.m. Central Time tomorrow. Take care.